have been trying to make this video for a couple of weeks now. Anyway, what I've decided to do, because it was really long, there's so much to explain. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to break it up into parts, and we're going to journey through the Shakti spiral. Now, my first stepping stone, we'll call it, onto the spiral was having an SRT session. And what I'll do is I'll put links below so you can go and read all about the various things that I'll be talking about in each of the videos. So I want to say that I actually won my SRT session. I believe that's how it came about. It was something I had been looking at and something I had wanted to do. And the wonderful Shakti was having, it was a giveaway of some sort, and I ended up winning. So the session itself was, I don't want to say easy, the session itself was amazing, is the best way I can describe it. It blew my fucking mind. At the time that I got the session, I will say that in my personal life, and well, just in my life, I was kind of unsure of what direction I should take. I knew what I wanted to do, I knew what I was meant to do, but I had no idea on how to do it. And I was at a place where I wasn't sure if the world in general would be ready for what I was going to bring to it, or how to put it out into the world. So this session came at a perfect time. Now during the session, Shakti and I had a few hiccups. We couldn't get the Google Hangout to work. I think we tried Skype as well. Anyway, anything on the computer didn't work, so we ended up on the phone, which I thought was lovely. And she answered any questions that I had, and we did the session. Now, it was really strange because I wasn't entirely 100% sure it would work. I was a little bit unsure as to what would happen, if anything would happen. So, you know, I did go into the session with an open mind and believing that anything was possible. But I wasn't gonna hold my breath, and, you know, I wasn't gonna expect too much from it, is basically what I was feeling at the time. During the session, there was loads of laughter, which was wonderful. I was completely at ease with Shakti being probing and wandering around through my energy. She removed many blocks from many lifetimes, and it was, the interesting thing to me was, it was almost like I could feel her within my energy. I would get these like chills every so often, and you know, it wasn't that I was cold, it wasn't that it was the middle of winter, there was no reason for me to get these chills, but I felt so amazing during the session. And if at any point I had questions, Shakti would answer them for me. One of the things that I never expected was, if you've followed me for a while or you're on my Facebook or what have you, You'll know that I was in a car accident a few years ago. I think it had only been a year when I had the session. Or it hadn't even been a year, I don't think, when I had the session. So I was still suffering with a lot of pain, as I am still. But the worst of it was in my neck. And I noticed as my session with Shakti continued, the pain got less and less and less. And eventually, I just had no pain in my neck. I wish I could say that that lasted till this day. It didn't, unfortunately. However, I can say that the amount of physical pain I feel since the session has dropped dramatically. I'd say now, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, on my worst days, it's probably a 5. But it's nowhere near as bad as it was before I had the session. If Shakti is going to continue offering the SRT sessions, because I know there's some big changes coming up for her, then I highly recommend that you have one. If she still has them on offer, get in before they disappear. I think they're wonderful. It blasts through so many blockages that you have that you don't even know you're carrying. You know, after the session, I was more focused on where I wanted to take my offerings. I could see things more clearly. I had a renewed sense of, yes, this is definitely what I'm supposed to do and what I'm meant to do and what it should be in the world. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough, honestly. So that is my step 1 on our spiral. My step 1 was the SRT session, and that smoothed the way for me having the One Ascension Technique session, which I will make another video about. So until we take step 2 on the spiral, I'll see you next time. Bye.